Good morning, everyone. It is a light drizzle of a rain. As you can see, the sky is beautifully overcast in every direction. And I'm having a wonderful morning. I would like to start off this morning walk by wishing all Taliban a very pleasant victory over the great Satan. Big ups to the cavemen of Afghanistan for holding on for 20 years to resist the Ameripause and kicking them to the curb and retaking their land. You know, if the tables were turned and it was these kind of people overtaking a government or a city where the vast supermajority of the people were against the way of life they wanted to live in, then I might have an ethical problem with it. But that's not the case. The people there want to live the way they want to live. And they gave the evil imperial American dogs the finger and told Globo Homo to go F itself with its progressive liberal nonsense. So, you know, I don't want to live with them. I don't want to be like them. But I can certainly celebrate their victory over a shared enemy. So, that's how that goes. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, no more memeing. Let's be serious for a minute. I think that it's important to take a lesson from this. The things I say about localism, raising your children right, having a strong, interconnected community, I think that that is the strongest weapon we can have against any kind of encroaching ideology or imperialism, because when you have the ability to forcefully say no to people who want to make changes or force changes upon you, if you have enough people in an area willing to say no, then you have strength that will require your enemies to do blatantly open and terrible things, which might sound worse, but it's actually better to force your enemies to do that, because then, if you force your enemies to do things like enslave you or shoot your buildings with missiles, then they are obviously demonstrating themselves as the villain, as the evil, as the aggressor against your people where you live. And I think that that's something that we can all learn from this experience. So, yes, I know that there's the trope in America of, well, Yizz, anytime you try to build something like a Waco or a Rhodesia, the government's just going to come, you know, they're going to Waco your ass. Yeah, well, I'm not exactly talking about building a weirdo religious compound and saying, you know, everybody has to live this way and we're going to do weird stuff that people don't jibe with. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about people living their lives in rural America, like here where I am, where 99.9% of people are some kind of European descent person that has almost exactly the same kind of religion, which is Protestant Christianity. Around here, it's of the Southern Baptist variety with maybe, you know, like 15% of other stuff. But, hi! Good morning! There's a lady I won't put on camera that I know that lives here, and her dog just ran out to say hi when she came outside. But anyway, where was I? Oh, the people around here, mostly, you know, whatever you want to call white, American, European, whatever, they're mostly homogenous in ethnicity, language, religion, and a lot of times people are pretty much homogenous in behavior too. We kind of like the same foods and the same song and dance and the same I don't know, leisure time activities like hunting and fishing and playing with our dogs and walking across our property to go visit others and let our kids play with each other and that kind of thing. And that, in my opinion, is what we should build localism around. The kinds of things that form strong community bonds that build a literal ethnicity. And when you have so many people unified in those holistic, positive ways, you naturally resist those who seek to subvert and control you. And I think that that's a valuable lesson we can take from the whole Taliban meme escapade here, is we need to be our version of the Taliban of the West. We need to say, you know what, we have certain values that we are going to enforce socially at a local level, in a family community level. And we're not going to let anybody take those from us. And we're going to do our absolute best to push out anyone who says otherwise. And I think we're seeing that happen all across America right now. We're seeing it with angry parents at PTA, arguing about CRT, arguing about the anti-whiteism that is endemic in media and video games and children's books. We're seeing it with anti-lockdown, anti-mask, anti-vax protests. I think that's good. I think that's healthy. And this is the kind of enforcement that will lead us to a healthy kind of parallelism or cultural balkanization, or whatever academic terms you want to put on it. I'll leave the academic betters to choose whatever it is we call that. But that's not like getting Waco'd, because we will be building on the local level the ethnicity and cultural history that is already here, that we've had for a couple hundred years. And when we nurture that and enforce that, it makes us strong. It gives us unity that is very hard for even the multi-trillion-dollar U.S. military plus Israel plus UN plus EU manipulations around the world for pushing this global homo agenda. It even gives us enough strength to repel people like that. Because they're either, at some point, they're going to have to either literally start blowing up our buildings and stealing our land and killing us, or they're going to have to give us some ground. They're going to have to give us our way. And I would much rather have that than having to fight, wouldn't you? So, I do think that in many cases, it will come to blows. People might go to prison or get killed. Some people's homes or some people's homesteads where maybe a bunch of families are living, yeah, maybe in some states they are going to get Waco'd. That might happen. But if we have 1,000 little Rhodesias, 1,000 little Wacos, and we all fly the American flag or the Gadsden flag or the state flag or whatever it is flag you want to fly, and we rally around that for what it means as a shared cultural experience and identity at the same time, and we encourage everyone in our community to keep upholding that, and we enforce that by shunning, shaming, and expelling anyone who is counter to that, then that's how we can start really fighting back against this endemic global anti-white, anti-Western stuff. I think that's a great thing that we can learn from this little snippet. So I want to leave you all with that today. I'm starting to get really wet already, even though it's a light drizzle. I've been out for a while. But I'm feeling really good today. I have gotten pretty good sleep the last few days, which is rare for me. I'm doing my best with diet. I have not fully gone over to the ketosis thing yet. I am slowly cutting out the things that I'm no longer going to be able to have on the keto-based diet that a European housewife shared with me on Twitter. Thank you, by the way, sister. I appreciate you taking the time to share with me your diet plan. I'm almost ready to start it. So I've almost got all the carbs cut out of my diet with either no replacement at all or just making up for it with an extra piece of fruit or vegetable or whatever. So I'm doing okay with slowly trimming things out, but I haven't gone fully on that diet plan yet, but I'm already feeling better and sleeping better. So that's nice to hear. That's nice to experience. Anyway, thank you to all of those of you that support me. I will be ending each of my morning walks videos and pre-recorded videos now with the panel of Subscribestar supporters that monthly support me on Subscribestar. I am having real trouble finding full-time work contracts. Living out here in the middle of nowhere has its perks, but it's hard for me to find reliable sources of income. And like you guys know, I do odd jobs. I help my mother. I help that old lady down the street. And that's enough to not have to dip into my savings, but the little bit of money I make each month on this channel really makes a huge difference in my life. So if you can throw me $1 or $5 a month on Subscribestar, I would really appreciate that, because once I get up to $150 a month, it changes over to where it automatically bills you, and you don't have to be pestered by the email to go in and manually click it every month to support me, and it automatically pays out to me without me having to wait and click manually each month, every 2 months at this rate, when the money builds up. So if you can't support me on Subscribestar, I'm encouraging all the people that donate to me regularly to do that, because that gives me something reliable I can count on and sort of plan around, and that helps me a lot with content production and maintaining the stream community that I've started. So speaking of the stream community, we had a few technical issues last night on Discordant Dragons, but it was oh, I almost dropped the phone there because it's so wet. Anyway, we had a few technical difficulties, but it was a lot of fun. Definitely check that out last night if you didn't see it. And please invite everyone you know to enjoy Dragons of Discord with us on Monday nights. And very soon, I will be releasing who I think is going to be an excellent pair of guests for my Friday stream. but I haven't got total confirmation yet, so I don't want to announce it just yet. But there should be a really good pair of visitors to my Friday stream. And that might be this Friday, but it could be another Friday. So I do have a few people lined up that you will all enjoy. So definitely stay tuned for Eunuch Corner Club on Friday afternoons or early evening if you're in the UK or the EU. And those are going to be on YouTube, by the way. I've decided to make my Corner Club segment a healthy, family-friendly, YouTube-friendly series of streams so I can have something regular to put over on YouTube. Just to not let all that work I put into that die, because I do hate the censorship, and it is a lot freer knowing that I can stream and make content and not have to worry about that. But at the same time, I think it would be foolish to give up the platform and the algorithm that can help me reach hundreds, if not thousands, of other people. So I shouldn't give up on it totally. The things I said about that in the past were probably due to the anger I felt over being unfairly censored and having my content edited and removed without my consent. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. It's already starting to rain harder, so I've got about another half mile to go to get back. But I'm going to enjoy the beautiful rain. I don't know if you guys can see it through the camera or not, but it is gorgeous. I love watching the rain fall here in the Smoky Mountains. And of course, I live in the foothills. I'm about a 20-minute drive away from the actual hilltops and stuff here. If you can even call these mountains. They're more like just forested hills, but they're really beautiful. I love it here. Anyway, this video's gone on long enough, and hopefully my camera doesn't die from the water. I don't think it will, but this video should survive long enough to be put up on Odyssey and whatnot later. So I hope you guys have a blessed week, and maybe I'll be able to make more videos tomorrow and the next day. We'll see. I love you all. Keep heart and fight smart.